trying to get this stupid recording to record in both high definition quality and record it all. I've had 3 times now that I've tried to record a game and it didn't pan out. The first time I was trying to record a game and my Procaster just crashed. My program crashed. It straight up crashed. It was like a bad airplane. And it was like a movie. The airplane's flying over, and then one of the engines gives out and just falls into a great ball of fire and hits the field and explodes. The second game, I tried to cast. I casted, and I got all the way through it. It was amazing. And I was so happy because it was a really good game. I had good jokes thrown in there too, and it was fantastic. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna upload that, and people are gonna watch it, and they're gonna love it. And then I go to watch like the preview before I upload it, and it's a black screen, straight up. I'm like, son of a... And then my most recent failure was actually supposed to be a success. I had it all set up. It was set up properly. It was functioning amazingly. It was perfect. And the quality, I watched it afterward, it was perfect. And my screensaver just came up. But the quality after was perfect. It was amazing. The quality was fantastic. And I realized, wait a minute. It's only half the video. I had lost internet connection partway through that, and I thought that wasn't a big deal. But as it turns out, when I lose internet connection, I totally lose the recording feature for some reason. So I was like throwing things and swearing obscenities that you've all heard, and just totally frustrated. But if you are watching this, then it worked, and everything's happy, and I can go to bed. It is 2:40 on the 4th moon of my attempts to fix this and get something that works. Anything that works. I'll take anything that works. I'm desperate here. You know? I'm not picky anymore. As long as it looks good and I can post it on YouTube, I'll take it. It's fine. I'm going a little crazy here. So for a few replays, I'm going to cast one. I'm going to cast the brief one, if I can help it. But I went to the CSL, Collegiate Star League website, and downloaded some replays between some of the players at Harvard. And this is actually the set of games between Harvard and McMaster University. And I would tell you how the series ends. I mean, you see that there are 5 games played, so you know that it ends 3-2, but I won't tell you who. I know, but that is only because I know the overall record, and it spoils the fun. So, I got a text. I'm going to just let it go, because it's about quantum homework, and I don't want to deal with that right now. I'm having a hard time with this. But let's go ahead and jump into one of these games. Let's go, no, I just watched this one. Let's watch the ZVZ. And as you heard me say before, this is between Harvard University and McMaster University. I don't know which player represents which school, but it will be between Doss, the yellow Zerg, who will be spawning in the lower position, versus Spencer, the seemingly normal kid, spawning as the red Zerg. In the upper right-hand corner, we do see a few questions between the school people. And I didn't want to call them schoolmates because they're not going to school together, but Spencer is a senior at one of the schools, apparently. And I'm going to close that there. And it is a ZVZ. The map is Zelda Caverns. There are 2 watchtowers here in the middle that watch all of the foot traffic through the center of the map. There is one hard to control, in my opinion. Natural, there are plenty of attack routes. There's one right here, there's one right here, and there's 2, more up here. So your natural is definitely very exposed. And I am curious to see how each Zerg player approaches this map. It's a little close. I don't like fast expanding as Terran, but I mean, I'm Terran, and that has nothing to do with Zerg. I'm curious to see if either or go for the 14 hatch, and if one of them does, how the other responds. We do already see a gas by Doss a little bit earlier than Spencer's, but he is picking up his gas as well. And the funny thing about mirror matchups is they do a lot of things mirrored. to each other, and we see DOS is picking up his spawning pool just seconds after Spencer, or just about the same time, so they will be on equal footing there, and DOS trying to delay the mining as much as he can, because hey, he's got nothing else to micro anyway. And no scout for Spencer has arrived in DOS's base. DOS is definitely picked for that earlier scout, which might put him behind as far as minerals go, because he is losing mining time with that drone, but it ain't no big thing. All of the ZVZs that I've seen lately have been really, really good games, and I don't know, watching ZVZ is fantastic, but I think playing it will be frustrating as fuck. Like, just, and I had to swear there. Yes, I had to swear, because that is the only way I can get, like, the point across to people who don't just straight up play StarCraft. Oh, he came back with gold minerals. What a good kid. But that is the only way I can really explain it to people who don't actually play StarCraft. What's a good analogy? It's like if you were to write your memoirs, but on, like, parchment, and with, like, the old kind of pen that you dip in the ink. Like a fountain pen. Like a super old, like super ancient, like you're a freaking monk living in those ancient times and you're writing a book. I feel like it's that painstaking, it requires that much effort, and the slightest misstep and you can't take it back. And we already see strange happenstances here. There are 4 Zerglings that will just go ahead and walk right into the base of DOS. There is 1 queen here, so he should be fine. He even has 2 Zerglings and pulling 1 drone just to be safe, and DOS has, he cleaned that up very nicely. There are 2 Zerglings here, but they're not going to do too much if proper control ensues. They will see that there is a Baneling nest about to pop here. There is no... Oh, the Baneling nest is going down because of the scouting for Spencer, and there are some Zerglings that have conglomerated here at the base of the ramp, and they will be pushing up into the main. Speed just finished, but it will be finishing just now, as you saw, for the red player, and these queens will be holding the ramp. And I don't foresee this doing too much damage. DOS is morphing in 5 Banelings. If they connect with the Zerglings, Spencer will be in a lot of trouble. There are a lot of Zerglings reinforcing here for DOS. He is picking up his Roachwarn, and this is going to be a close one. There are these 2 queens here. They are blocking the way, just like that obliviously slow-walking couple in the hallway. They block up the whole hall, and they don't seem to move. And even blocking the red Zerglings here, but Spencer did move his queens back. And here come the Banelings here, and if they pop on those queens, one did go down. The queens might hold. What is going on here? Oh my goodness, the Banelings have gotten loose into the Zerglings, and it looks like they're just going to go straight for the mineral line, and oh my goodness, this could be huge if he gets enough worker kills. He does fry about 5 workers there with those Banelings. The rest of the Zerglings will be cleaned up, and oh my goodness, that is not a lot of drones. If we take a look at the income tab, and we look at the Harvester count, that was incredibly devastating. That put Spencer way behind at 12 workers to DOS's 21. That is huge in ZVZ. That is such a huge difference. But DOS has no army, and I'm sure Spencer knows that he is running his Zerglings here, and this could be trouble here. There are 4 Banelings here morphing, so time is limited for Spencer. He's got to do as much damage as he can in such a short time that he will get the queen, and it looks like he might... Nah, he's just going to cut his losses. 1 Roach does spawn, and it will go... Now, here come the Banelings. Oh my goodness, Spencer is running away. No Banelings have popped, and 4 Zerglings give their lives bravely, and the rest of the Banelings pop on most of the Zerglings, and the only 3 will have to retreat. Holy cow, that was crazy. There still is 1 Baneling and a few Roaches here to hold the line, so these Zerglings will not be doing anything. 2 of them actually giving their lives for free, and the free dance was ensued by these Roaches, and they were very happy. And this 1 Zergling will be holding down the fort. Now this is... I am curious to see what happens here. It looks like Spencer did try his best to spend a lot of larvae on drones to try to catch up. It is 20-17. So it is not a completely lost situation, but DOS is... In my opinion, he is ahead because he is ahead those 4 workers, which is so huge. But Spencer is committing 5 larvae to drones here, and depending on whether or not DOS moves out, that could be trouble. It looks like he's just going to secure his natural, so Spencer has some time to get his drone count back in order. This 1 Baneling being a total boss here. He's like, if I see a pack of Zerglings, he knows what to do. Acid. Man, all these units here spit or just kind of pop acid. Why aren't they raving? Ho ho. 'cause you do acid at a rave. That was my bad joke. This is a bad joke, and it wasn't even delivered in a funny way. We do have 2 spine crawlers moving down to secure the natural for Spencer. It is not actually on the way, despite the fact that he has the money. There it goes. A little bit slower, and there was that Overlord that did go down for Dawson. It did supply block him. Yes! Every time I get an Overlord for free, I do my free dance, and then I just pray to the gods that it supply blocks my enemy, and it did. You never know in-game, like, there's no way to know in-game, but you're always hoping, you're always praying, you're just like, come on, come on, come on, baby. Lady Luck be with me and let the supply block my enemy. But ironically, both players are now supply blocked, so I feel like we need to make this a drinking game. Anytime either of the players becomes supply blocked, you must take a drink. And I would think it'd be better if you were watching people playing, because if you were playing and every time you got supply blocked, you took a drink, I'm sure you would be drunk within a matter of a game. Because, probably like 3 or 4. But it would definitely be a self-fulfilling prophecy, as the more drunk you get, the more supply blocked you would get, and you would just be obliterated by the end of the night. And you know what? I'm sure to some people that sounds like a fantastic idea. But for now, I would say stick to just the viewing pleasure, and we do have a large number of roaches moving in to Spencer's natural. There are more roaches to Spencer's, or Doss's name than to Spencer's, but 4 are on the way. Will it be enough, though? There are 11 roaches here, so it will only be 8 on the one side, and there are a few banelings here. They will go ahead and pop on the few Marines, and the baneling fight, oh my gosh, that is really funny. Baneling versus baneling. Reinforcement roaches have arrived. Both of the spine crawlers were focused down. The queen herself even dying in I was going to say a fiery pit of acid, but that just does not make sense. And Spencer's roach count is really thinning out. He is pulling drones, but it might not be enough. He does have 10 roaches on the way, so he might be able to hold the line here. 1 roach was spawned on the low ground. That poor son of a bitch did give his life for nothing, and it looks like the roaches are going to be repelled. Oh my goodness, the workers trying to get out in and out of the fight, just making sure he doesn't lose too many workers. Micro on both sides, including this one roach that was nearly killed, has been pulled back, and there are some lings that are here reinforcing the drones. Were pulled back, and these 5 roaches are out of position, and it looks like because Doss's roaches were at such low health, he did not get quite the engage I'm sure he was looking for, and it looks like Spencer will get to clean this up. That was really scary. I definitely thought maybe Doss had a little more pushing power when he turned around with those lings, but if we looked at the health bars, all of Doss's roaches were pretty low, or at least a couple of them, and he only had 5, and the rest of the roaches spawned just in time. The cavalry arrived in that movie-going fashion. We do have a lot of reinforcements just kind of meandering around the map, and the creep spread, take a drink, by Spencer has gotten really good. He's definitely making sure that he has the creep on his side of the map. These 2 Zerglings will get a drone kill, sadly. They might even kill all of them, despite the fact that all of those roaches are there on watch, and there are 2 Zerglings in the main. They will be cleaned up by the workers. Start dancing, folks. Oh my goodness, that was like double free dance. He killed a roach that was misrallied, and then, which this one is turning around because he learned his lesson, but then he killed his own creep tumor, which is kind of upsetting. I always hate when I A-move on my own units and just lose something for nothing. So, poor Spencer. Take a drink again. He's still supply blocked. That is a new supply block, I'm sure, because he lost drones. And I almost shat myself. Pardon my language. It's 3 in the morning. But I thought it was going to say you lost internet connection, which means this video wasn't going to work again. And I was going to be pissed. It looks like Doss is not giving up on the pressure. He has spawned a massive amount of roaches and lings, and the worker count is even at 24 workers apiece, so both players are doing a good job of making sure that they have 1 in army to fight with, and 2. Oh my goodness, these lings will run straight into the main, and it will be a roach fight on the side. Did Spencer split his roaches well enough? I don't know. He did get a nice concave there on Doss's roaches, so he will clean them up, but these lings here are doing massive damage, even taking out the queen. The roaches and drones are getting in on the fight, and it looks like reinforcements arrived for Doss just in time, and Spencer will have to pull his roaches back to the main. He might even lose this natural. That 1 lost to a rally point. Unfortunately, the workers are forced into the fight because of these lings. They will get back to mining, and the roaches are coming back to the main, repelling the rest of these roaches. That was a tense moment. Oh my goodness, and it looks like Doss. Oh my god. That was awesome. And I only caught the tail end of it. It looks like Doss ran Zerglings into this corner here, turned them into banelings, and then marched them into the mineral line here in the main, and just throwing acid everywhere. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I actually saw that, and I'm not, like, because if it got to the end of the game and Spencer kind of lost, like, very clearly, I would have been really confused. I'd have been like, oh my god, this game was so even, and, like, both players were doing such a good job, and the drone counts were so strong, and then he just lost all of those workers, and if I didn't notice that, I would have looked like an idiot. But the worker count is way different. Spencer is trying to get back in, and he is still 10 workers behind, which is so huge. That means he has to commit all of the larvae instead of an army into more workers, and it looks like these Zerglings are just going to straight up and run into the natural. These drones are already fleeing for their lives as the roaches are way out of position, and they will go ahead and turn around, which it might have been a good idea. I don't think he knew that those extra spine crawlers were there, but that attack was not going to succeed. And these drones, oh my goodness, every drone is going to die, which is so sad to see. Spencer's Harvester is down to this one last drone. He is out of drones, and he is out of luck, and he will go ahead and just GG right there. That run by totally screwed him over. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's why DOS won so convincingly. And by the way, take a drink. It's at 84 out of 84. But wow, 49 workers killed. That is absolutely enormous, especially in ZVZ when all your larvae count. Like your larvae count so much more in ZVZ than they do, I think, in any other matchup. Just because it's such a fragile balance, I think, from what I've been told and from what I've seen. But wow, 49 workers lost. DOS did a great job of splitting his attacks. Like we just saw him do that run by into the main while these roaches were engaging over here, and that was such a beautiful play to just hide 2 Zerglings over here in the corner and just pop them all over the mineral line. That was amazing. He got so many workers killed. That was such a turning point in the game because it was very even until that engage where Spencer had to split his roaches, and he did repel the roaches over here, but at such a great cost. He lost so many more workers, and just going this mass roach, he just could not deal with the mobility that DOS was abusing with these Zerglings. So great play by DOS to abuse the mobility of those Zerglings, and that was really cool. I don't think neither side had a layer tech, so neither side was going to see any kind of increase in tech for a while. Even if Spencer did do some sort of all-in, like if he didn't turn his roaches around and he just tried to make it a base race, I don't know if it would have been successful. He would have had to deal with 2 spine crawlers and an even number of roaches. So I don't foresee him winning that. So, Spencer did get beat by those run-bys. So that was a really cool game. I don't know which player represents which school, but I already saw one game in my attempt to try to get this casting thing to work, and it was a really cool game. It was between a Protoss and a Zerg. And the only reason I'm telling you this is because I'm not going to recast it, because I hate casting games that I've already watched. But the Protoss did a pretty sweet Forge Fast expand into a 2-base timing push, and it paid off because the Zerg had, in my opinion, a dumb call with where he took his 3rd. But that is that for this game. If you are watching this stream, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully the quality is in an acceptable manner. You found everything to be pleasing. And hopefully you enjoyed this cast. I enjoyed watching it. It was a cool game, despite the fact that mirror matchups are pretty dumb to play. They are a lot of fun to watch sometimes, and I think ZVZ is one of those instances. A lot of ZVZs are pretty interesting to watch. Thumbs up if you like the idea of a drinking game. Thumbs down if you don't like me at all. So please, more thumbs up than thumbs down, because my self-esteem is really going to take a shot if everybody says thumbs down. But that is all I will say. And I'm going to turn this recording off, and I'm going to pray that everything worked out fine, and I didn't talk to myself for 4 games in a row now. So, let's see what happens. Cool.